Hey everyone.
Hi.
So it's AdoresAdvice where we talk about love, relationships, and advice.
Yes. Plenty advice.
And there's my husband. This is Dwayne. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm Candy. And we regularly post about love, relationships, advice. So we just got married in May.
Yes, May the 20th.
It was a beautiful wedding. And I just remember, like, as being a single person 3 months ago, that when people would get married, it would still seem like a mystery of like, okay, so now what? How's your life changed? Because often when you're single, you're and a married couple gives you advice, you kind of feel like, well, what do they know? They've got somebody to go home with. They've got somebody in their bed. They've got somebody to share their life with. I'm here by myself. Well, we're newly married, so it wasn't that long ago.
And I mean newly married. You know, new stuff like we trying to transition on.
Yeah.
Who gonna hold the remote control? I mean, honey, where's my shirt? Where's my jacket?
Cannot find anything since he got married.
I know I had it. Did you throw that out? I mean,
everything. He thinks I've thrown everything out. I've moved everything. And I didn't know that I like to watch some things on television. But as a newly married, we have to learn to be selfless.
And that means oftentimes that you cannot allow yourself to take things personal. You can't stand in that circle and say, this what I, like a little kid. Come on now. I want the remote control. I want to turn to sports. I want to turn to ESPN. No, I want to watch the love. What is it called?
The Hallmark Channel.
The Hallmark Channel, fellas. I mean, we got to bring some type of balance to it. But when you start saying, hey, being self-serving, serving your wife.
Or self-serving, which is a problem.
Right, and you start being self-serving to yourself, that's a problem. So no one told us or gave us the manual on that. They just said, oh, you married, you do good. Communicate. And so here we are.
Communicating with you. So here's the things that we have learned that we have to share. You know, as kids, like your parents, if you had siblings, they would tell you, you must share, you must share, you must share. Well, that is like a broken record when you are newly married. You have to share everything.
Everything.
The temperature of the room, it's too hot, it's too cold, who touched the thermostat, all of that stuff happens daily. What are we gonna eat? So I was single, so I didn't necessarily have to cook or want to cook. I started practicing and getting more and more my cooking skills better because I was getting married. So they're good, but every day do I want to do that? So those are the things like going from single to marriage that you can have a plan on when you're going to cook, when you're not going to cook. And then the reality is that you may forget to take something out the freezer before you leave that morning.
And that have to leave me to cook. So sometimes I got to step up and cook. So.
Sometimes he has to step up and cook. And also even just take something out the freezer in the morning when I call.
Right.
Does that happen all the time, babe?
All the time.
Do you take it out the refrigerator?
Nope.
Exactly. Another key point of being selfless, remembering that that person is going to be who they were before you got married.
That's right.
So if there were some challenges, which really you can't really get as much of those challenges out or understand that they're there until you are in the house married, do you find out like you may not want to get up when she said, could you take something out of the freezer? You may want to do whatever it is that you're doing and then forget.
And see, I don't mind doing laundry. I'm still king. I don't mind cooking. I'm still king. I don't mind bringing her dinner. I don't mind that. Sometimes as men, we got to understand, oh, I'm not going to do that. No, that's weak. No, I wouldn't do that. Hey, when you get married and you're transitioning, hey, before you get married, talk about who going to do what and who going to do what. And then you'll find out the what meets itself, take care of itself. Because you talked about all those things, right, babe?
We did talk about it.
Yeah.
But you still have to put it into action. And I think for a woman who is normally a planner, and an organizer and maps out her home. Sharing her home, whether they move in with you or you move in with them or you
Right.
get a new place, you still have to share it and allow them to be who they are in your home. Today at church we learned about team first, so that's
Team
something we're going to
first.
work on,
Yeah.
and that'll help us with working out moving from selfish to selflessness.
Right.
Which is super important. If you do have questions, like real questions, we are happy to give you real life answers.
Real life answers.
And it'll be good. And I was thinking about, we could talk about what was the actual transition, the moving part, what was that like? What did I find out that I didn't know before? What he found out about me that he didn't know before? Things to think about as you're single. Get rid of stuff that you're not using. Because when you're combining, you're typically going to have
Two of everything.
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 Irons,
Send it to the furniture graveyard.
iron boards,
Get rid of it.
two of everything. So we can talk about that and really how do you transition those things.
And get rid of that ironing board that great grandmother Lulu gave y'all. You know, you got two of everything. Come on, man. Come on.
Your iron board squeaks like mine.
Hey.
We just need a new iron board and give those two to Goodwill. You're going to
Team
do
Watson.
a lot of Goodwill road trips for sure. So this week we're working on Team Watson first instead of Candy first or Dwayne first. We're going to do Team Watson first. Team Watson.
Team Watson.
We love you guys. Look forward to connecting with you again. AdoresAdvice. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Let us know at the bottom of the comments on anywhere that you see us, and probably also on YouTube. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll be talking. Bye.
Bye.